Look at the Hollywood crowd. They're called the beautiful people. We see how the American public fawns over these people. They are media magnets. They have crowds of adoring fans, and the photographers and the paparazzi who chase them around wherever they go. Their pictures are always on the TV screens and in the tabloids and the celebrity magazines. But how many of them live horribly, horribly sinful lives? A little time goes by and they are gone, forgotten. And how often is it the case that a beautiful body can hide a very ugly, hideous state of soul? This is one of the ironic things about life. It's a kind of a paradox. Who are the beautiful people? When you visit the sick, the aged, the homebound, when you visit the hospitals and the nursing homes as much as we priests do, so often you find that inside a broken, diseased, disfigured body, there is a beautiful, holy soul the world does not even know is alive. But they are precious in God's sight. Now, what I've often found most interesting about this gospel, the healing of the paralytic, is not the paralyzed man himself, but his friends. I like to focus on the friends. And to me, this gospel is a lesson in what God intends for friendship to be. I'll tell you what. Everybody ought to have these kind of friends. I don't know what your experience in life has been, but my experience has been that friendship, true friendship, is a very precious thing, and it's a very rare thing. I wonder how many of you have had the experience of knowing somebody who you thought was a good friend, who turned out to be a very superficial, shallow, disloyal kind of a person. And you find that out when they let you down. And those kind of people typically let you down at a time when you need them the most. I've heard it said that if you have even one person in this life you can call a true friend, you are blessed. You are fortunate indeed. Think about the friends of the paralytic. All right? These guys were true friends. They were the best of friends because they did absolutely the best thing one friend can do for another. They brought their friend to Jesus. They carried their friend to Jesus, and nothing was going to stop them. The crowds, the physical barriers, the walls, the negative opinions of the people around them were not going to stop them from bringing their friend to Jesus. When they made that hole in the roof, you can bet there were some people in that house who got pretty mad at them, especially whoever owned the house. And chances are, when it was all over, they had to pay for some damages or even fix the roof for themselves. I don't know how they get away with that. But the point is that this is what true friends do. This is the kind of love that is true friendship. And what is a good working definition of love in a Christian sense? I like the simple definition that St. Thomas gave. Love means wanting what is truly best for your neighbor. Wanting what is truly the best for the people that you love. And what could be better than God? What could be better than heaven? Perfect eternal happiness in God's heavenly kingdom in the beatific vision. It doesn't get any better than that. Here's what I think is the main message of this gospel. Don't let anything or anyone stop you from bringing people to Jesus. That's what God wants you to do. Do you do that? Do you do everything you can to bring the people around you to Jesus? Especially your loved ones, your family members, Your spouse, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your kids, your friends, your co-workers, your colleagues, your classmates, the people who are in your little sphere of influence in the world? Do you at least try? Do you pray for them? Do you show them the good example of a holy life so they can come to Jesus, so they can find Jesus in you and through you? A while back, there was a survey taken among American teenagers, and they asked the kids about the things that they were most afraid of in life. And most of the kids answered that the thing they are most afraid of course, is death, dying. No surprise there, nothing unusual about that. But what I found most interesting was what the kids said that they feared the most after death. The thing most kids said they were most afraid of after death was rejection, ridicule, ostracism, rejection by their peers, by young people their own age, not to be accepted, not to fit in, to feel left out. In fact, some of the kids are more afraid of that than they are of death itself. And I think that is one of the reasons why the rate of suicide among our young people has gone up more than 300% in the last 15 years. And that is why peer pressure can be such an awful, awful source of temptation, especially for young people. I can't tell you how many times parents have told me stories about kids who wrecked their lives and even lost their lives because they fell in with a bad crowd. They hung around with bad friends, bad boyfriends, bad girlfriends who led them into sin, drugs, alcohol, promiscuity, crime, loss of faith, whatever. Let me ask you this. Do you know who your friends are? Who are your friends? What kind of friends do you have? What kind of a friend are you? What kind of people do you pal around with no matter what age you are, adults and kids alike? Are they healthy friendships? Are they edifying? That is, do they lift you up spiritually and emotionally? Are they morally good friendships? Do your friends lead you closer to Jesus or away from them? Do your friends stand with you? Do they support you when you stand up for what is right? When you stand up for Christ? Friends, if the answer to those questions is no, then these are not true friendships. It's as simple as that. Our old novice master here, good old Father Joe Bergdorf, used to say, with friends like that, who needs enemies? If your friends lead you away from God, if they are an occasion of sin for you, if there is no way they're going to change, if they won't listen to you, pray for them, but realize there are going to be times in life when you need to make new friends. Here's the message of the gospel. The greatest miracles of all are not the physical miracles, they are the moral miracles, the spiritual miracles. Conversion heart, the forgiveness of sins, the miracle that happens every time you make a good, sincere confession and come away with a valid absolution. The greatest love of all, the greatest love of all is concern for your neighbor's eternal salvation. The greatest friends of all are the friends who lead you to God and help you get to heaven. The greatest good of all is God. Union with God, the reason, the purpose for which we have been given life on this earth.